So this is a Miracle Anti-mage replay session. If you guys are first time here, I have plenty of replay sessions with other professional players as well. And for you guys out in YouTube, please do like and subscribe and leave in the comment other players or heroes that you may want to see. Yeah, so I got Miracle Anti-mage here. His starting item build, very simple. He's got 6 tangles, Quelling Blade, 2 branches. Sometimes I've seen arteezy go Magic Stick, and I think Magic Stick might have been correct, but he was already predicting that the Bristleback was going to be in the safe lane and not in the off lane. So if he has Magic Stick against Monkey King, it'll be really hard. So he decided that he wants to go for the extra tangles instead. His lane support is going to be Jakiro this game. And as soon as the Monkey King walks up, they instantly pressure him. He gets mana break. So level 1 he took mana break. Some people might go for Blink Dagger, Blink level 1 because of Monkey King, but this is a much more aggressive skill build, and it was really good because the Monkey King walked up into the high ground there and got hit by the Jakiro and the anti-mage a few times. So his lane against MK Pugna is not a very easy lane because Monkey King punishes anti-mage really hard with his Jingu, and then Pugna is also a very fast hero who has really good movement speed, with high range, and he just keeps on harassing the AM here. And as we can see, in the laning stage, he's always trying to pull the creeps and not fight the monkey or the Pugna head on unless he has the creep advantage in the lane. So if we go back a little bit here, you see, he's not actually focusing the MK, but once all the creeps are dead, he's okay to run in here. But when the creeps meet up, where it's 50-50, he will not go near that monkey whatsoever, because it's very scary for him to hit the Monkey King when there's equal amount of creeps. That's why we always see him pulling the creeps towards him and always trying to push out the lane, so that way it's a creep advantage on his end. So if the Monkey King ever tries to hit the AM, he's gonna tank a lot of creeps. And this way it also helps the support always pull the side or this camp here, and this way they can just maximize their experience in the lane. So when you're playing a hero like AM, it's very important that you're always just pushing the lane out and letting your support do the pulls if it's a lane that you can't just straight up win by keeping the equilibrium 50-50. Because Monkey King is not a lane you can do that, but how you can beat Monkey King is by always shoving the lane out and letting your support pull this way. And once they have higher levels, then it should be easier for the AM to be able to fight Monkey King. So as you can see right now, as of right now, he's only used 1 tangle. He hasn't been harassed too many times because he's never fighting the monkey. And as you can see, he keeps pulling the creep wave. And how you pull the creep wave is you just right click the enemy and then the creeps will start following you. And you just need to run away. First item, he gets a Wraith Band. And laning and getting these last hits in difficult lanes is one of the most important thing. And you can see the Monkey King still has higher last hits than he does. But that's because naturally this lane is just stronger than Miracle's lane. So he's content with getting all these last hits that he's got so far, even though he's not winning the lane. It's very important that you understand there are some lanes you just can't win, and you just got to get whatever XP you can. And what he's doing right now is, since the Jakiro is pulling and there's no creeps for him to farm in the lane here, he's just zoning out the Pugna, so the Pugna can't go and screw with the Jakiro. And this way the anti-mage can just guarantee that these creeps can all be denied. And this is really good play as a carry, right? Where you just stop the enemy from screwing with your support. And this way this creep wave will naturally come here and you can just farm under the tower. Because if the creep wave is not under the tower, or he doesn't have double wave going into the Monkey King, he can't contest the Monkey King whatsoever. So now they chase the Jakiro, but he can't really help him. It's not anti-mage's job to help in those situations too much, but the Jakiro just survives anyway, and this is all space for the AM to keep farming. So every move that he's done so far is to help himself get more last hits, right? That's not something that I would have probably done. I wouldn't have gone here and zoned them out like that. That's because I just don't think about it too much at the moment, since I'm not in complete shape. But now that I see this and it reminded me of the good moves that you should do, I will do it for sure. And here he here's the double wave again, right? So here, because they did the pull and they farmed everything on the tower, the creep wave is pushing out. And now because he has more creeps than the monkey, he's okay to hit the Monkey King a few times. And then before he gets that 4th stack of Jingu, he already blinked out into the Jakiro, with the Jakiro who's going on the Pugna. The Ice Path doesn't land, but that's okay. And we gotta, one thing to understand is like, in this lane, if he gets a kill, he's happy. But if he doesn't get a kill, he doesn't really care. All he wants to do is put some pressure on the enemy, so they're not pressuring him, right? If you look at the items like on both Pugna and Monkey, they're actually out of region. But Miracle still has Tangles left. Yeah. So he still has Tangle left. So the way that he's like playing his lane is very efficient. By only waiting for the creep equilibrium, like watching who has more creeps and who has less creeps. When he has less creeps, he just backs off, waits, farms on the tower. When he has more creeps than the enemy, he's always the one applying the pressure to the monkey instead. So these are like all really small things that matter a lot. 5 minutes, he goes for the bounty rune. This is very nice. He's helping his supports, and just like that, the Radiant team got 4 bounty runes. Normally, carry players will not move for these bounties at all, but he understands how important it is. If you help your team will help you back later, right? Like, the better your team does in the early game, the more help that they can give you, because in the mid game, Anti-mage just needs to farm non-stop. And as you can see, like, he just lets the support keep pulling, and the AM will just always wait for the creeps to come. If the monkey is in the creep wave, he'll just pull the creep wave back. And then he just burns mana whenever he has a chance. And he wanted to blink there before the 4th stack, but he couldn't do it. And as you can see, like, whenever the Monkey King gets the stacks, like, it's so hard for him to like try to take this fight. His next item was another wristband, so he can have more stats. That way he has more, you know, HP, damage. He can fight better if there's any small clashes. And now, right now, he's just waiting for the creeps to into the tower, and then he's just gonna keep pulling the creeps back. You can see the melee creeps always following Miracle, and he's just gonna farm like that. And the enemy's always being so annoying, trying to not let him farm, decrepping him wherever they can. Here it is. He just gets the creeps. He's even using his spell, a counter spell, to like, he doesn't get decrepified, and he wants that range creep, right? So you can look at his skill build. He's got a 2-2-1 build. This is very common, I would say. After this, he'll probably just upgrade his blink, because blink is like one of the most important skills to have. This time NP is level 6, TP's bottom, ganks for the anti-mage. And Miracle almost dies here because he didn't see the Jingu, I think, and how much damage it was dealing, so he just backs off. Jakiro gives him a healing salve, just like that, and then they will go for the kill. It's really, really nice. He was hoping he would get the kill there, but he didn't. He did get one of them though on the Pugna. He's okay with that. Let's see what his next item here is. He's got an Ocean Heart in base he's gonna pick up. It's 8 minutes in. Sometimes what anti-mage players would do at this stage in the game is like, they would already go jungle so they can get neutral items for their team. But because there was so much clashing going on bottom lane, he just decided to farm that instead. Did the Jakiro get headdress? Yes, Jakiro did get headdress this game. So there's a fight happening on the minimap. He sees the fight, and he realizes that he has enough HP, and he also got a ring of health in the secret shop there. So because he was nearby, he just joined the fight with his team. It's okay even if he does like a few right clicks in the fight. It will help his team just a little bit. Blinks in, 2 hits, and now gets a free kill and a tower on top of that. So a lot of carry anti-mages would have probably just went to the jungle, noticed their team fighting, they wouldn't have done nothing. But because he saw that there was a potential to get a kill, he went with it. He got a kill on the Pugna and he got a tower. That's way more gold and help for your team than if he just went back into the jungle and farmed, right? So his awareness in the game is like always looking like around what's happening, and he's looking at the fights and seeing if like he can join the fight, because getting a kill in a fight will help everybody in the game, not only just himself by farming neutrals. Is it fine for both the position 4 and 5 to get headdress for the lane? Yeah, I think it's fine if you're trying to win the lanes or something really hard. But I mean, like, it's better, I think, to split it. Like, one guy goes headdress, the other guy goes like Basilius or something. So when they join together in one lane, like, they have super strong push potential. Now because he was just mid lane, he's just farming like the creeps wherever he goes. And his next item was a Ring of Health after the double Wraith Bands because he wanted obviously the HP regen, and he's gonna need that for his Battle Fury anyway. And his teammates are just like fighting away from him for now, and he's just trying to farm. Like wherever he sees creeps, he's just there. He like, I've never seen him stop hitting creeps, but if someone is nearby him, then he will fight with his team. So his rotation, which is like take some creeps, go around, sees more creeps middle. He sees all the heroes bottom, so he just ignores the enemy bottom, right? He's not gonna go down there to like defend the tower on his own after like 9 minutes already. But by this time in the game, it's already his objective to like farm, and that's what he does. And you can see his movements. He's going into the enemy jungle because the enemy has taken the bottom jungle already, right? He's just trying to farm away from wherever the enemy is. He's always looking at the minimap and seeing where he is, where the enemy is. So here comes a gank onto the AM. This was almost really bad for him. He almost got killed off there because he was spending a little bit too much time on the mid lane trying to kill the Monkey King with the Jakiro. And here the fight's happening, and he's just waiting in the trees to see if he has an opportunity to cast Mana Void. He's at this point, he's probably just like clicking every single player and seeing how much mana they have, and he's just sitting here, right? He's not running away because he wants to see if he has a chance to cast one Mana Void and kill someone. That's way more farm than he can get anywhere else on the map. But because he didn't get it, like he also wasn't farming, which wasn't good for him in the end. But the opportunity is worth it. Because killing an enemy is like always going to be big at this stage in the game. He takes the DD, just farms the jungle. And you can see on the minimap, he's always like playing away from his team. Just so he can keep farming faster. So wait, I'm going to go back here a little bit. So he's farming here, and he's going to be like looking at the fight. Right? He sees a Bristleback who's very low HP. And as soon as he sees a Bristleback very low HP, he TPs. He wants to see if he can get that like hit on the Bristle and get the Mana Void. But he doesn't have the mana. He's missing 1 mana. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Casts the Mana Void, doesn't kill him. And that makes him feel really bad right now, because now he doesn't have any mana, he doesn't have any stats, and he doesn't have a TP anymore. He's wishing that he actually stayed in the top lane and kept farming there. He had a miscalculation of like how much mana he would use, and he's probably dead at this point. Yeah, he's super dead. Oh man, that feels really bad for Miracle. And you know, sometimes you will make some mistakes like that, but you gotta understand like the way Miracle thinks is why he's that good, right? The way Miracle thinks is why he's that good. The Miracle is like always looking at the fights and seeing how, if he TPs in, if he can get one quick kill and get out. How to give BB mana before the Mana Void? Yeah, that would happen too. I mean, if someone mangles him or gives him mana like that, like it's also gonna stop the damage. But it was like, I mean, like his thoughts were in the right place. That's what matters. So it's very important to understand that when you're playing with AM, I guess, that like this guy is not an AFK farming hero. Like, you farm, but when you see the opportunity to get a kill, you should take it. Even if you don't have your Battle Fury yet, or whatever it may be. Especially before you have Battle Fury. If you have a chance to get a kill, do it. Because it'll speed up your pace to Battle Fury for sure. And now he just pushes out bottom, farms the small camp, farms the ancient camp. Seeing what item he gets. And then there's a fight going on mid lane. He's near the fight. You can see him like, whenever his team is fighting, he's always trying to see if there's any opportunities. The moment he sees no opportunities, he just goes back to farming. It's a Philosopher's Stone, and while he's doing all this farming, he's collecting items for his team that he can just keep giving to them, right? Which is really nice. We're gonna keep pushing bot lane, and we should always keep a look on the minimap, like what he's doing and why he's doing it. He sees that like all the enemies like top lane, they're fighting the Pangolier, so as soon as he sees them, that's the time he jumps back into the lane. When he doesn't see anyone on the minimap, that's the time he jumps into the jungle, right? So whenever there's people showing on the minimap, he will go into the lane. When when people are showing into the minimap, he'll go into the lane. No one's on the minimap, he goes into the jungle. So he saw 2 guys in the lane top and 2 of them died, so he jumped back into the lane again. Now there's a Tinker here, and he's forced reaction bottom, so he just goes back into the woods and keeps farming. We got a Battle Fury now too. He's farming Ancients, keeps farming the 2 camps bottom lane, and he's always in a position to like split push the enemy. And he knows the enemy is like fighting around middle and top lane, so that's why he's staying around bottom. Wherever the enemy is not, that's where he ends up going. So if people started running bottom to Miracle's AM, what he would do in this situation then would be he would TP top and start farming these camps and being ready to split push top already if anybody showed bottom. But since no one's showing bottom, he's staying and farming these 3 camps, and he's always ready to push this lane and threaten this tower all the time. So the way he's farming is not for only speed. Like if you think about farming for speed, the fastest is like take this, take this, take this, go here, farm this, push mid lane, farm here, like farm all the neutrals, right? But the way he's playing is like he's playing on one lane, but he's farming the neutrals next to that lane, but also trying to apply some pressure to the enemy. Because if he farms like this, that means that everything is on his team to do something in the game and pressure the enemy. But because he's farming like this, and he's farming the bottom lane and always pushing in bottom and threatening this tower, he's helping his team as well. Right? Because someone has to react to defend this tower, and when someone reacts to help this tower, that's like a relief for your teammates, because now they don't have to fight 5 heroes all the time. Like that's like the thought process behind it, you know? He's not being a burden to his team playing anti-mage. Oh, there was a bounty rune there. He just forgot about it, I guess. Or maybe there wasn't a bounty rune and it was just like a mini map. Like a replay bug? No, there is a bounty. Yeah, he got it. So, as you can see, like... So, I'm gonna go back just a little bit here. So he pushes his lane out, and he sees that there's nobody else showing on the map. Like, he doesn't see Monkey King on the map. He doesn't want to, like, keep going, right? Because he knows that if Monkey King is no longer showing here, like, he sees him in the trees, but he doesn't actually see him, right? Like, Monkey King can TP bottom and remove all of his HP, right? With, like, one boundless strike and then just right-clicking him. And then he'll feel uncomfortable. So he just pushes the lane, let the creeps go into the tower, and then he instantly goes into the next jungle camps that are open. The jungle camps here are not open, but jungle camps here are not yet killed. Right? So he farms in a position where he knows the enemy is not, while waiting for information. Or even here, even the better play was like going middle and catching that creep wave. And the enemy has no chance to react to all these plays. Farms, goes to mid, and now he goes to the top jungle. This is very interesting. I think the reason why he did this play is because there's a ward here. And when there's a ward here, like, he feels more comfortable to play around the ward instead of like playing in this complete dark map at this point, since all the enemy team has already like left the mid lane. Very cool like movements by him. And now he sees everybody on the minimap. They're all on the top lane, and then he instantly goes to split push. Because when you're playing AM, it's very important to buy time until you have your Manta style. And it's the enemy's job to like keep split pushing. Sorry, not split pushing. To keep pushing the anti-mage team, so they can take objectives and towers and Raxes before AM comes online. So we can just keep seeing how like this AM is moving right here. Like, he pushes mid out, the mid wave already goes into the tower, then he goes into the jungle, then he goes to the next wave, pushes that out. Meanwhile, he sees the biggest threat to him in this game is the Monkey King, right? So every time he sees the Monkey King on the map, Miracle's thinking, yo, I can't die to anyone in this game. He's the only stun, right? The monkey is the only stun. So as long as the monkey is always showing, Miracle can just literally split push wherever he wants at this stage in the game now. Especially since it's daytime. Your creeps give more vision, everything gives more vision too. So he just keeps like farming. Like right now, all I've seen him do is farm like this, non-stop. Like this is all of his area, he just keeps going back and forth like this. And the enemy is like trying to play here, right? Because the enemy is all trying to play here and trying to be aggressive, none of them can catch this anti-mage. So this anti-mage pick in this game was great as well, since they don't have the heroes to stop them. But at the same time, if Radiant's team dies, Dire can just go high ground and like take a Rax super fast, because they have Pugna and Bristol back. They're really good at taking objectives. And now Roshan is happening because And Miracle notices that. So what Miracle is doing is like he's trying to split push top and middle as fast as he can. So after this Roshan, even if they do get it, they can't just instantly go and push towers anymore, right? So he's like trying to cut all the creeps he possibly can. He's almost at Manta. He needs like another 100 gold. But they will take the Aegis regardless. And now he's seeing if there's an opportunity to take a fight or like blink in and mana void someone. There's nothing to do, so he goes back. He gets his Manta now, and now that he got Manta, he jumps onto the Monkey King. He saw the rest of the enemies are all in the mid lane, so he gets this Monkey King, gets a Manta stuff. He needs to use it, doesn't need to, and he just kills him. Great. And I like his clumsy net. Like, we should note that he took clumsy net this game. There's two reasons why, right? One, it gives good stats, 6 attributes and 2 mana regen. Secondly, if he blinks in on someone and uses clumsy net on them, they're both stuck in front of the AM, so you can just keep right-clicking them non-stop because they can't move, and he can't move either. But it doesn't matter because it's AM. So now that he's got Manta, he's online already, and he pretty much came online without dying any longer, like in this game. And since they couldn't stop his split push before he got Manta, it's gonna be even harder now that he has Manta. And you can see, like, now that he has Manta, he's just running after the enemy and, like, seeing if there's any opportunities to kill them. Especially since Monkey King is dead right now. And once Monkey King is about to revive, he's already starting to split push once again. Monkey King TP top lane. And he's probably the one guy where he doesn't want to jump. But if he finds anyone else 1 versus 1, he will just jump them. Maybe Monkey and Bristleback. He doesn't want to jump Bristle either. And you can see Dire is like super pressured because of all the split pushing that Miracle is doing. So they just keep running down mid lane. And Miracle just keeps cutting the mid lane because that's where all the enemy is trying to push, right? And his Bristleback just like casually dies. I think his Bristle is already tilted because of his gameplay. Miracle's gameplay, actually. It's like everything the enemy is doing and how they're pushing his stuff is because of like how Miracle is like playing his anti-mage. He finds the Monkey King and he just souls him super easily.
Live by the wand shall die by my blade. Double damage.
And here we go. And now after the kill, he has no stats, so he goes back into jungle, just farms up a little bit, finishes his basher with the gold that he farmed up there, and now he's back on the hunt again. Gets full regen, full everything, always ready with full stats to go and kill more people. And we can see, like, after the Manta, he's starting to play even more aggressively, but now it's not about split pushing, but it's more about split pushing while looking for kills on people who are playing by themselves. Like how he killed the Monkey King in the bottom jungle. But when the enemy is like 5 on 5, he's not gonna fight them at all. He wants to like keep pressuring the towers and making them split up before they fight. Because the only way he dies right now is if Kato uses the Will-O-Wisp and then Monkey King stuns in between the Will-O-Wisp and then he just gets bursted because of that. Right? So he doesn't want to fight the enemy when they're all like grouped up together. He just wants to keep splitting them, and then the Earthshaker and Jakiro and Pangolier can just defend all the tier 3 towers. And he's like, his net worth is like skyrocketing while he does this because the enemy is too focused on taking objectives because they know they can't catch the anti-mage in how he's playing. And he changed his clumsy net for Orb of Destruction. It's better stats, like -5 armor and also 20% slow. It's like perfect for anti-mage to chase people down. So he took a ward for himself. Okay, this is super cool, right? Like, he was carrying a ward and he put the ward for himself here. This is a Tinker ward, right? To catch Tinkers. And at the same time, this Tinker ward also helps catch Monkey King. And here it is, he blinks, he catches the Monkey King because the ward, and he Quelling Blade the tree, and the monkey got stunned. Like, this is actually super genius, right? Like, the way he's playing and the way he buys items is like to see how he can solo kill people. He sees that there's a Tinker on the enemy side, so he puts this Tinker ward, but the Tinker ward helped kill the Monkey King. It's like a Monkey King and Tinker ward. And this Monkey King did not expect that, oh, anti-mage is like gonna plant a ward or something. And boom, instantly blinks in, Quelling Blade, Manta style, easy dead. And on top of that, he forced 3 TPs into the bottom lane. So he just created a bunch of space for his team, and now the Nature's Prophet and everybody else is no longer contained inside the base. and they're all like getting out of containment and pushing the lanes out. And this is the playstyle with AM. You just keep looking for those one pickoffs and make people react. And I love how he plays AM. It's like really, really good. And now they're being outnumbered, and slowly but surely, like, they group up now that they're even stronger than the enemy. And his team is like, this is the first time they're actually fighting 5 versus 5. And that's after AM picks off the Monkey King, and the enemy is like already starting to fall behind into their side of the map and not playing aggressively anymore. If you notice in this game, like, Miracle was never the one who TP'd back to his base to defend any buildings, right? He told his team to like defend the buildings, and then he just like keeps split pushing and making the enemy react to him instead of him reacting to the enemy. So he's always playing the game so that the enemy is on his terms. And he gets a rampage. Easy game. And his build is very nice, right? Battle Fury into Manta. He doesn't need BKB or anything. He just goes straight Basher so he can solo kill people. Like, his build is all about like how can he solo kill people, right? So if you're playing a build where it's all about how to solo kill people, why are you gonna like keep it back and fight with your team? Unless you have to do it. Or it's a good opportunity if a big fight breaks out and your enemy team is like committing super hard. But if the enemy team is like saving all their spells and they're not using it on these other guys and they're waiting for AM to come into the fight, you should never join the fight. You should only join the fight once enemy casts all of their spells.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Easy kills. And you can see in this fight too, like, you can see like how he's super patient to jump in. He never jumps in right away as the first initiator. Right? There's a Bristol back here, he just casually hits this guy. Like, he's never using his blink, because the moment he uses blink, that's the time it's scary, right? Like, look at him. He's super patient. He's waiting. He's trying to see, like, all the information, who to get. He's probably thinking he wants to jump Pugna, because if he jumps anyone else other than Pugna, Pugna will cast Decrepify on them, right? So from his perspective, he's probably just watching to see where the Pugna is, and he wants to jump the Pugna. And just like that, he sees the Pugna, boom! That's the first guy he goes for. He will not go for anybody else. Because going for anybody else in the fight will be a throw. It doesn't matter if he's up like 30k gold, he will still do the same thing. He'll always look for the right person to jump. Like, he's already thinking before the fight starts who he needs to jump and who can actually stop him from killing people. And that's Pugna. And just like that, they just win the game because the enemy could not stop his split push anymore. And at this point, the enemy doesn't have any more outs left in this game. Because they're playing with like one Monkey King stun. Even if they build like a Hex on this Tinker, it just isn't enough. So this game, like, what we learned is very simple, right? Like, AM, you play AM, he's not like a hard ricer and AFK ricer. Like, AM as a hero, you need to always see if there's any opportunities where you can join a fight. And if you cast like one spell or like right click someone 3 times, is like the fight changing kill that you can get. And it's gonna be always good for your team. Then when you're split pushing, you need to make sure that you're split pushing in a way that you're always forcing enemy reaction and you're not getting baited into like coming back to like help your own team in situations where you shouldn't. And he always farmed very, very aggressively in this game, where like if he doesn't see anyone on the map, he wouldn't show in a lane. But if he saw people on the map, he always showed in the lane. So it's like very annoying for the enemy.